Hey, how y'all doing? Anthony's Fishy Friends was here first. Cooper's Aquatics, Guppy Boy. What's up, Jesus? What's going up, crew? How y'all doing? I'm sitting here. I've got Bolo, my dog. He's right down there. He's sleeping away. And yeah, General Mayhem. Excellent, Anthony. We needed to make sure a mod was in house, even though we got a good group of people here. We have a good group of people in the Mob Guppy live stream. It's I got home from work and then promptly did more work. I completed my report a little over an hour ago. I watched some of the football game. It looks like it's over with, so I turned it off. Fish Fam Football. Fish Fam Football for the fantasy stuff. I am getting hammered by Daniken. He is hammering me this week, but I still will be in third place going into the playoffs, even though I got absolutely dissected by Daniken. Absolutely dissected. The man who went forward in time to dismantle Skynet, Peter Thiel. Yeah, it was a tough job there. There was this cyborg who was pretty brutal. Brutal. So I took care of him, and I had to beat up a scientist. Sort of what I do on, when I'm not in my fish room. What am I doing? I'm beating up scientists and defeating cyborgs. It's a side hustle, So there you go. So it's a couple of notes here. What's going on in the fish room? I don't know. It's good. I got to cut up a cucumber, get that in there. By the way, there's going to be a life. Now, generally, I am not someone who goes and starts working, watching Lifetime movies. But hold my man card. They're doing the Harlan Sanders Lifetime movie at 12 or at probably 1 p.m. our time, Central Time, Sunday. And I'm in. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, by the way, and I hope I don't come across as a sexist on this, Doug Gray. I love me some women. Wonder Woman, by the way, Gal Gadot, I'd convert to Judaism for her. Holy capoli, is she gorgeous. It's but there's gonna be a Colonel Sanders romance movie starring as Colonel Sanders, Mario Lopez. It's a movie we all wanted. And the name of the movie is A Recipe for Seduction. How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? So Bolo's going to go in for he's going in for a groom this week. When Saturday we do our live stream, he'll be all cleaned up and ready to go. You have to pass on the Harlan Sanders movie. Doug Gray, I'm disappointed. I would think you'd be all about the Harlan Sanders movie. Okay, so here's what's going on. Our man Daniken is leading me 130 to 80. And he can still put on some points. I technically could put on some points later on tonight, but I'm not going to do that well. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's done. I think it is done. Another fantasy Fish Fam fantasy football news. Give you involved with there for those scoring along at home, or if you're scoring along at home, I hope you are. Chattanooga Ed hammering Jesse with the HC Slackers. Let's see. James' team, that's Fish Room Fever, he's going to defeat Jets Rule. Big J's Fish Keeper, he's hammering Bad Bosimi. It's really too bad I didn't win. Otherwise, I could have been in second place. Looks like Lucky Seahorse is going to take care of Fantastic Freaks. And Alien World Aquatics is going to take care of Aquamate. So there you go, our down under fellow. So there you go. That's Fish Fam football for you. What's up, Scott's Aquatics? How you doing? Livestream Ed has never seen a daytime NFL game. He's never been awake while they were on TV. There you go. Hey, there's our man, John Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics. Our buddy John, by the way, if anyone didn't know, he's got the COVID. How you feeling, buddy? How you doing? Do you know where you picked up the COVID? Vinotsky Tanks, how you doing? Yeah, by the way, gang, if you're not on top of your mask wearing and washing your hands and stuff, it may be a good time to pick it up. It's is that I have an acquaintance of mine who is in the hospital, and he has been in intensive care for for about a week, and it's not looking good. So my buddy Toby, if you can toss up a prayer or whatever you do, good thoughts, please let us know. And because it's we want to know, when people go in and they take on this disease, I mean, it's not easy. You're feeling all right, just running a low-grade fever. The first 24 hours was the worst of it. Fantastic. Came out, there was a guy, buddy of my big brother. He and his wife were early adopters of the COVID before they really knew what the hell they were doing with it. They were in the hospital from the end of March to May, on ventilators, the whole bit, and they've recovered. So it's, gang, it's, be careful with this stuff. And this acquaintance of mine, this guy, I know him a little bit. He, Monster Fish Gal, how are you? This guy is probably in his early 50s, seemingly in pretty good health. He's a little bulbous. He's a bulky man like I am, a little extra girth. But yeah, two of my aunts are still sick. No hospital so far. Been trying to be safe. Did a flooring job last week in the ICU of your local hospital, and that, yeah, that's very well where you could have gotten it. And yeah, well, let's hope there's no hospital stays. Hey, John, just again, be in contact with people. Be very careful. If it gets worse, please let your doctor know. Be careful with this because most people get over it just fine. But and again, I hate to say this about men, Monster Fish Gal, if you're not married or don't have a boyfriend, Let me tell you something. I'll give you a little insight into men. We hate the doctor. The only time we go to the doctor is if our spouse makes us go or we're at death's door. 2 times. So there's a lot of men that they have no idea if they have an underlying health issue because they don't want to know. Your husband hates the doctor. Of course he does. He's a man. Good. Be on lockdown. No, absolutely. Yeah, John, be careful. Just be, but watch your health carefully. If all of a sudden you start feeling really bad, reach out to the people. Don't wait on it. So, other than that, pizza deliveries. DoorDash, Orama. Alishan, hey, yes, how are you? I hear the Eagles are hiring Greg Williams. True, Doug? Talk about a guy who really sort of fits in with Eagles mystique. You know where really that guy should be the defensive coordinator for? The Raiders. The guy's a thug. Yeah, it's Greg Williams. You don't know who he is. He is the wacky defensive coordinator who was involved in the bounty Gates thing with the New Orleans Saints the year they won the Super Bowl. And he had to sit out a year. He's made it sort of a comeback, but he's kind of a thug. He's kind of a thug. Thug coach. Yeah, he was fired for the Jets today for making the worst defensive call in the history of let's just do an all-out blitz, and it didn't work out well. But is it really the coach's fault or is it really the Jets' fault? If I was the guy, no, mine's good. The guy who looks like Taylor Hanson, who's the quarterback for Clemson. It's that guy. He was going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I sure as hell wouldn't come out to play with him. Tank for Trevor. Yeah, tank for Trevor. Except I think Trevor will stay another year. I don't think he wants to go. I don't think he wants to go to the JETS, Jets. By the way, again, and this is what we do here at the Mobb Guppy live streams. Sometimes you have to go completely off the rails, and doggone it, we sure do. The process of Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, this guy is going to be a great quarterback. Has all the tools to be a great quarterback. Him doing whatever he can to avoid playing for the Jets. Who could blame him? Excellent. So your girlfriend and son are there on lockdown with you. Excellent. Sand Creek Aquatics too. How you doing? Great having you here. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Trevor does. It's he may do what he may end up doing what Eli Manning did years ago, and just say, "Oh, I'm going to take a year off, go play baseball, whatever these guys do, go play in the NBA." So it's a heck of a deal. So what's going on in the fish room here? I spent the weekend, getting some stuff done. It I have like a list of junk to get done in the fish room. I have Cooper, all's good in the hood. I've got to go and cut up a cucumber for the fish. Fish love cucumbers. And so that's good. Hey, what's up, Jess? Maysfield's Fur and Fins in the house. By the way, I was on Anthony's thing. I woke up at like 4 a.m. my time on Sunday morning, and I just dropped on for us for a minute or two to say hi, and all of a sudden Anthony goes, "Come and join us." Okay. What's up, S? Welcome to the crew. Got 100 subs today, so feeling more motivated to pump out those videos. Excellent. Good for you, Cooper. Congratulations. So today I was back on my diet. Benny's Aquatics, what's up, pal? So I was back on my eating regime after my Thanksgiving getting meat sick. Hey, no problem. Don't worry, Anthony. It's all good. So like I jumped in on this thing and they'd been up for like 5 hours straight. And so HC Aquatics was there. It's Danny's Aquarium, whatever that is. And now my mind's gone blank on the other guy who's always on the streams with Jess. Starts with an F. Why can't I remember his name? I feel bad. So I got some stuff done around here. I'm watching my pleco fry grow out. They're growing up really quick, so that's fantastic. Yeah, Kevin at Fucking Fish. Exactly. He was there, had a nice time with the crew, and it was nice that Anthony invited me in. I enjoyed it. So I was talking about this on Saturday a little bit. Have you seen these commercials on TV for Dr. Rick? Dr. Rick is a coach to help homeowners not become like their parents. They're pretty funny commercials. It's either for Geico or Progressive Insurance. I can't remember which one. Doesn't matter. It's entertaining. So I realized something. Hey, Chattanooga Ed in the house. Blue hair, blue. We all see it. We all see it. This is a heck of a grout brush. So I don't know, like Tuesday or Wednesday morning, I sort of had a moment where going, you know what I don't have in my garage? A lot of stuff. I don't have that much junk. I don't have I don't have a thermometer. Everyone needs one of those in their garage. Don't. But I ordered it right off of eBay. It got delivered here Saturday afternoon. So I went and picked it up, put a hammer and nail out there, hung it up. Then I realized something. You know who had a thermometer in their garage? My dad. So I called my brother. I said, hey, do you have, by any chance, in your garage, do you have a thermometer? And he goes, no, I don't. So I ordered him the same one. So he can have a thermometer in his garage as well. So it's I probably should get one for my brother-in-law. It's I already shared when I'm getting them. And most of them, I hope there's not a jealousy over this. You received an email from YouTube that starting on 12/8, the only live streams YouTube will approve for airing must have Chattanooga Ed as a co-host. You see, pretty much about time, isn't it? YouTube finally caught into what everybody in the Fish fam knows. Is that, my live stream isn't that good? Because there's no Chattanooga Ed. He's not a co-host. Chattanooga Ed loves the idea. You see, I have to. What's the? Was it Streamlab where I can sign up where I could bring somebody on as a co-host at some point? Is that the thing? Is it, Jess? Anthony, Select Pet, what's up? What is up? Your live stream on Rocks was very interesting. StreamYard. Excellent. Okay, that's good to know. StreamYard. Hey, Bolo. StreamYard. Okay. Well, we'll try that. I'll get myself an account there. I thought StreamYard was a beer. Probably in, Philadelphia. It's in a fancy city like that. By the way, Doug Gray, I have a question about Philadelphia. Are there any ATMs left? If I go there, can I find an ATM that works? The free version of StreamYard will probably work for me. Okay, good. Philadelphia's had this stuff. Depends what part of the city you're in. Yeah, Philadelphia's had an issue with blowing up ATMs. People trying to get that money out of those ATMs. And well, I'm not out there committing crimes all the time and all that sort of stuff. I've never thought of how to blow up an ATM. It's up to 125 ATMs have been exploded in Philadelphia, as it should be. Seems like kind of a good side hustle. Anybody arrested for this, Doug Ray? Yeah, they're using dynamite, Select Bet. They're using dynamite. Go to Wawa, free ATM. Okay, fantastic. Thank God for the Wawa. Guppy boy, they're full of cash. A few of the stories that don't make the national news. Yeah. Anthony, I've thought of things, but not blowing up an ATM. I've gone through the whole process. If I was ever gonna go, one guy blew himself up. He blew himself up real good. Excellent. Boom. If I was gonna do a crime, just in realizing most criminals end up getting caught sooner or later, and I would certainly go in as a full amateur in that, other than speeding occasionally. I'm not much of a criminal. All right. So I would go and enjoy uh I would rob banks and run across the border so it turns into a federal crime. Because if you get caught on a federal crime, you go to federal jail. And federal jail's a lot better than state jail, from what I've heard. No experience, but I've heard. Yo, uh, Guppy boy, I think it's called the right type of explosive. Yeah, you could incinerate the doggone thing, but you want to blow it up that you just blow the front off of it, and you can reach in, grab a big stack of 20s, and get out of Dodge. Now, the deal is here's one of the hindrances of the ATM. Not that, again, I've never thought of blowing one up, but let's talk about it for a second. Let's go through the process here. Someone in your area who is breaking into stores, hooking logging chains around the ATMs and ripping them out of the store and dragging them down the road. Yeah, I've seen that. I know 3 people that have robbed banks. One confessed the whole thing when he got pulled over for expired tags. The cop had no clue about robberies. You see, here's the deal. A quarter stick of dynamite. So you use the quarter stick. You have to have enough boom to open it up. And once you open it up, you reach in there, you grab a stack of money. But there's a problem. Every ATM has a camera on it. And the more recent, a newer ATM, that camera is probably running all the time. And it's wired in to go on Wi-Fi out to wherever the security goes. So you got to be wearing some sort of a disguise. And once you do that, you go in and you have to sort of get around and make sure there's no other cameras and all that sort of stuff. Very difficult to do this well. Yeah, select bet. The idea is guilt is a pretty good thing. Pretty good thing all the way around. I have a guy I used to work with. Dress up like Joe Namath. He's everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, used to like quarter sticks for the 4th. There you go. So if you go through, and let's just go through the process here, is that camera is always going. So you can't be anywhere near where there's they can see your car or anything like this. Probably need to be dressed in black and sneak underneath the thing, put the dynamite, hope it's enough to open the thing up, grab the cash, and run away. So, and they have cameras everywhere now, everybody. So that's it seems like again, as someone who is not, obviously, I'm sort of talking about how to get around it here. A quarter is only good for making a pit fire. There you go. Guppy boy, this is what we do. And when you come to the Mobb Guppy live stream, all bets are off. Food, fish, football, how to explode an ATM. Philly strong. Philly strong. Yeah, dressing up like Batman. Yeah, this is like the Fish Fam Barbershop. Exactly. We sort of talk about whatever. We'll talk about the fish. Oh, Bolo, you want to get down? Okay, hold on. Say hi to everybody first. Say hi to everybody. Okay. There we go. He's going to drink and he's either going to come back or he's going to go up in the back bedroom. Nope, he's drinking. Yeah, it's Fish Fam Barbershop. That's what we do. Diet Dr. Pepper. You know what I'm drinking? Scotch. No. It's Diet Ginger Ale. With America's team. So, yeah, going through the whole process here. Let's see here. Melvin, what's up? Looks like Stewart's cream soda. Do they sell that in Missouri? No, they don't. No, they don't. They do not sell Stewart's cream soda. I have a few days off coming up. I may drive. Let's see, how far away is Tennessee from here? Because I may drive over to get some amazing sun drop, which is, let's see, Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, maps. And directions. Let's see here. Is this something Bolo and I can do for a day trip? Yeah, it's a little far. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little far to do as a day trip. Oh well. If I go this way, it's about the same. More freeways. Yeah, there you go. Diet Sundrop, man. It is my thing. Lumpy dog. How you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you. We're talking about nonsense. Traditional. It's realizing, I got my hair shaved down. It's really I can basically pull it now. It's kind of exciting. Drive to Kaler's and drop him off some Elvis CDs and shirts for Christmas. You see, the deal is for me to drive to Chattanooga, I'm 5 hours away, 6 hours away from from 6 hours away from Memphis. That's a long way for a soft drink. Not too far from Kentucky. That's right. Hey, Select Pet, I'm in. I'll do that. I'll do that. You might review extreme fish food and other things your buddy sells. Excellent. Yeah, go to Kaler's. Let Bolo run his house. Mobb Guppy's traditional, in-depth scientific gibberish. Your favorite. Excellent. Yeah, we actually get into science here. And we talk about science occasionally. So someone on Facebook want to know, and again, sometimes the questions on Facebook, I swear to you, in the last month, I've answered the question, "Is my guppy pregnant?" about 30 times. Well, this one was pretty good. This one said, "What's a good fish to keep with plecos?" And of course, I wrote, "Oscars." Where's Chewy, the Great White North? I don't know. He's probably making a video or something. I don't know. I don't know where he is. He's kind of a mystery. Either he's here or he isn't. It's he used to always be here, and but he always drags us to talk about music, which is fine with me. But sometimes people want to talk, a little bit more about fish and blowing up ATMs. And so there we go. So yeah, remember for the Plecostomus. Yeah, I have not seen Chattanooga Ed. I've not seen the sun drop here. Believe me, I'd be all in. Yeah, I would put the Oscar with the Plecostomuses in a 15-gallon tank. 1 inch per fish. 1 gallon per inch of the fish. Absolutely. Ooh, a tap of sun drop. There you go. I've been putting together my Amazon Echo likes playlist, and I've not added Blinding Me with Science, but I'm putting on like blues, roots rock, a little bit of country, not much, old country, like Johnny Cash. I'm putting on Leonard Cohen, Bob Dylan, U2. What else do I have? Oh, the Psychedelic Furs, The Call, 21 Pilots, the Arctic Monkeys. I like the Arctic Monkeys. They're good. Thomas Dolby, one of the great one-hit wonders of our time. One of the great, great things of our time. So I don't know if you saw this. Now, generally, I generally avoid the Lifetime movies. I don't know where you are on Pizza and Sundrop. Oh, from your favorite gas station. Yeah, that's really good. So I avoid the Lifetime movies. But this Sunday at noon Eastern, they're going to be playing a great movie, and I'll be there. It's a movie on Colonel Sanders. It's called A Recipe for Seduction. And playing a young Colonel Sanders, Mario Lopez. It's like a win-win. And that sounds just random enough for me to be locked in on that. Yeah, and by the way, Facebook groups are there for people to ask questions, all that sort of stuff. And I try not to talk down to people. There's one of our friends in the Fish fam. I swear to you, if there's a bad question or a real newbie question, this guy is trolling every one of them. I mean, it's insane. I don't even know how he has time to do it. He trolls them like there's no tomorrow. And so it's the process of going in, you know, uh, you know, So yeah, so yesterday someone says my female guppy pregnant. Can you tell by looking at her? Said once she's 3 months old, she's around a man guppy for any amount of time, she'll be pregnant until she's gone. And she'll be given birth and she's pregnant already. I mean, they're just like Colonel Sanders got into a gunfight over a business dispute. Yeah, it's for what you want to say about Colonel Sanders, you don't want to mess with him. He was a colonel. It's Colonel Sanders, man. He's like the best. Excellent. Thank you, Chattanooga Ed. I'll go. It's spend time with Fish fam people. It's just a 5-hour drive away. I'm in. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'm looking forward to, yeah, but the Colonel, started off that chicken. Marvelous spices that he put together. A giving, sharing man. Without the Colonel, where would we be today? The only sad thing about Colonel Sanders is that in a world that loves a chicken sandwich, that's never been a real good thing at KFC. For whatever reason, they've never, ever done well with that. I've tried to help noobs online many times, ends in frustration, crazy other opinions. Try to keep my advice to those that ask for it. Wish I was a better person. Yeah, you see. Sorry, Chattanooga Ed. But just remember here, sold chicken out of a gas station. By the way, if you're in the deep South, you're in Mississippi or Alabama or Georgia or South Carolina, Tennessee has a lot of this too. You want to have real good local food, you go to the gas station. In fact, the more generic the gas station looks, guaranteed. And if you see a lot of people there and they're not getting gas, go in there, figure out what they're serving, and eat it. Colonel Sanders didn't even invent the chicken sandwich. That went to Truett Cathy. He was a nice guy, at least when you met him. Yeah. Louisiana has gas stations with really good food. Yeah, you roll into a gas station anywhere in the deep south, and you can tell which ones are good. If all of a sudden, you see a lot of cars and nobody's getting gas, yeah, it's probably the food's probably really, really legit. So that's a good place to stop and eat. It is. Don't ask me why. I don't know. All I know is that you're in the deep south. Gas stations sometimes have the best food you can ever get. The furthest south you've ever been was West Virginia. Well, you're gonna have to go, and West Virginia is kind of the south. I don't know how their gas stations are with food though. They have a Dodge Chicken gas station here that's always hopping. See, there you go. Yeah, the chicken, it's just the one thing I would avoid is gas station sushi. I just think it's I love sushi, by the way. I love it. I'm not eating no sushi right now. Not till we have it's I don't want 5-day old fish. Were you visiting relatives in West Virginia, Doug? Okay, hold on. Can you see me now? Apparently I was having a problem according to I was having an unstable connection. Sort of the way it goes. Yeah, it's good sushi. There's a couple of sushi places here. I'm going to give you a bigotry that I have. Now that is a bad bigotry, but it's legit. It's a good one. Um, when I go eat sushi, I want the cultural experience that I'm with people from Japan who are preparing my sushi. And even though they're probably Koreans, a lot of Koreans own sushi places. Closest you've had to sushi is Bumblebee tuna sandwich. Oh man, go do the entry drug of Doug Gray of sushi. Get a California roll, which is like cooked stuff, and go from there. It's good. You'll be all about it. My sister married a guy from the San Francisco Bay Area. He's not Asian, but you're in the Bay Area. Like a third of the population is from an Asian country, and the sushi places there are great. And he'll eat sushi every meal of the day. And chicken on a stick from the gas station. There you go. You don't eat seafood? Chinese place wants great food run by Hispanic guys. Yeah, that's a problem for me. I go into a Mexican restaurant, I want to see Hispanic people serving the food, cooking the food. If you go to a place like a barbecue place, it does like ribs or brisket or something like that. When they go out to they watch the guy go to the smokehouse to get stuff up. If he's a real skinny guy, leave. Excellent, John. I need to get down. Hey, hopefully I'll get down this next year. It's hopefully during horse racing season I'll be down. I'll let you know. You don't eat chili or barbecue. You see? Let's see here. I miss Hunt Brothers Pizza. I don't. Godfather's Pizza. Round Table Pizza. Round Table. Delicious. And I don't know what happened to them as a brand. It used to be really good, and then they've sort of disappeared. Uno's chain pizza. Doug stir fries, Guppy stiffs. See, there you go. You got Uno's around there. That used to be really good. And the last time I went to one, which was a few years ago, it wasn't that great. It's real salty. So when above or below most franchises I used to eat. You know what actually has pretty good pizza and pretty good sandwiches? If you have one, has anyone ever been to a Bellacino's? Those are good. Regional manager over Hunt Brothers Pizza, and he now works for RC Cola, I think. Your cousin. There you go. So there you go. But there's something, by the way, about a real good local restaurant, non-chain, makes great pizza or great burgers or great whatever that you can't get anywhere else. There's really something about that that's a whole lot better. It's like the story about Ray Kroc. He was the guy who founded McDonald's, but he wasn't the founder of McDonald's. He met the McDonald brothers and bought the franchise from them and had them teach him how to cook. So, it's so these guys, Ray Kroc's deal was, he says, we don't have the best hamburgers. We have hamburgers with a very consistent taste. So when people know what they're getting. And isn't that true? Isn't that sort of their success? You go to get a Whopper, you know what, a Big Mac, you know what's going to taste like every time. No real difference. So there you go. It's let's see here. My hand's a little shaky tonight, if you noticed. Not too bad. Part of my deal with the brain surgery. There you go. Diet ginger ale, everyone. It's amazing. So it's you know what else I really miss and I cannot get here, and the closest I can get it is if I drive to either Fayetteville or Springfield, is a good bagel. Delivering nitroglycerin, exactly correct. Yeah, it's sometimes my hands shake so bad. I have medicine for it, and I don't like to take it, but like if all of a sudden like I have to do business meetings, let's say the company's chief operating officer is in town or something like that. You know what the first thing I do is? I take one of those puppies. Yeah, that's funny is that there's a place in Little Rock and there's now a location in Springfield. It's called Doe's Eat Place, and it's kind of like in a weird storefront. I mean, you wouldn't know it was there unless you really went in, and the food is fantastic. And the owner of the restaurant owns some restaurants in Little Rock, and he was making a trip and make the Guppies work for their dinner. There you go. So what this guy did is he was on a trip, and he was in Greenville, Mississippi, and his car broke down. So he was staying at a hotel and or motel in this little town, and so he asked the clerk at the front desk of the hotel, "What's the best restaurant in town?" And they pointed across the parking lot and said that Doe's Eat Place. So this guy, restaurateur, knew he was doing. He went in there and he had dinner, and he was like bowled over because it was so good. So he went back the next day for lunch because it took a couple of days for his car to get fixed. And he sat there and he said, "Who are the owners?" And the family that ran it, African American family in the middle of Mississippi. And he said, "Can I franchise from you?" And they go, "Well, what do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, I'll give you 5% of my sales if you teach me how to cook." And so he went and spent like 3 months with these folks, cooking with them every day, working in their kitchen, learning how they did everything, how they prepared their food, all the stuff they did. So he opened up Doe's Eat Place in Little Rock, and it's fantastic. Fantastic. Now, and they've opened up a Doe's Eat Place in Springfield, Missouri. And when I get a girlfriend, I'll have to take her there. There you go. I was looking up here just a little bit ago, 18, and now we're at 10. But it's people expect me to talk a lot about fish, and I'm talking about franchises of food. That's what happens. Mississippi is kind of a fun place to go through because there's a lot of little teen towns. I've driven through Mississippi several times. Never stayed overnight. I've just driven through, and it's all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Let's see what else is going on in the fish room. I have lots. Yeah, I have a lot of baby plecos, super red plecos, baby guppies all over the place, which is strong. And yeah, so I'm pumped up and ready to go. Yeah, by the way, speaking of the whole duckweed thing, I've got to go on like a duckweed collection-a-thon. One of my tanks, I swear to you, it's like in some places like an inch thick. You haven't lived in Mississippi for 54 years? A lot of people live in Memphis. They live in Mississippi, I think, because of taxes. I think there's some tax advantages, even though Tennessee has, no income tax. But I think in Memphis they have really high property taxes. So people move and would rather just, you're paying it one way or another. I have not decided on the high-end pleco to breed yet. I've been looking at a bunch of them. I've been looking back and forth. I need to figure out, that level of husbandry Because obviously, some of these plecos can be very difficult to breed. You have to do a lot of tricks and a lot of stuff. I want something that isn't too tough, but is a challenge to breed. So I have to figure that out. I've looked at a bunch of them, and I don't want a real big one either. I want like about a 5-6 inches. You've lived in Tennessee 3 years now, and you love it. Yeah, I lived. Let's see, L260, L333. I've heard about L333s. Yep. Get the ones that live their lives in Mulm. I'm not high on Mulm. There are some people who love their Mulm. And I'm not it's hey. Yes, I know something about platies, VB23. What's your question? There's people here who probably know more than I do, but go ahead. Doug Gray knows something about platies. Room temperature being what? 70 degrees, 65 degrees, 68? Yeah, Cares Pleco. Yep, you see, there you go. Doug uses paper platies. Hey, you keep platies in your basement 68 to 70 all year long. You see, there you go. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. LRB sells Mulm. William Pridemore, how are you? I love me some Lucas. It's that's a deal, by the way, where you can sell fish poop. It's like a winner chicken dinner. Got a fish poop here. You want to buy it? So there you go. It's and I get it. There's a lot of people who say Mulm is very important. I try to eliminate as much as I can from my aquariums. A hidden reefer had a huge tank full of blue rams and a tank of gold rams, all healthy too. Yeah, Mulm is great for houseplants. Great for your lawn too. You go out and when you do your water changes, you get all that Mulm in there with then you dump the water on your lawn. Holy capoli. Does a great job. Yeah, and that's sort of the trick, Lumpy Dog, is that you can have your guppies at like 70, 83 degrees and stuff like that. They'll thrive. They're just not going to live as long. Chinese hyphen gobies, 198 bucks each. Wow. Well, I live in a place where the grass is sort of a deal. I live in idyllic suburbs. Yeah, I don't have a saltwater tank. Yeah. No, I have not done the saltwater deal, and I don't think I will. But who knows? You know how it goes. All of a sudden, you do one project after another, and a year from now, I may go, "Oh, saltwater." Yeah, it's VB23. You'd be okay. The only fish I keep at room temperature are my Amica splendens, which they don't like it above 75. So, when I'm away from home in the summer, I set the thing at 74. And that's even if I'm out of town, 74, because I don't want the Amicas to get too warm. Yes, I keep them and I breed them. In fact, I'm expecting more baby Amica splendens here anytime now. The females are getting real big. If fish keeping is like the force, the dark salt water is the dark side. Yeah. In fact, I sold a bunch at my recent table sale, but I have I'm expecting babies here. I'm guessing probably in the next couple of weeks, and I'll have a real nice bunch of them. I'll probably have about 20 more of them. So they here's how the Amica splendens work. See, gang, we get back to fish talk. Talk about restaurants, music, sushi, gas stations. Then we're back to talking about fish. Yeah, it's so the Amica splendens, they say have babies every 60 days once they reach maturity. Um, let's see. My babies were born in beginning of August, and I still haven't had my second drop yet. And so, but they look like they're just about. Two of the females are just huge. One of the females is not that big, so I don't know. She hasn't gotten pregnant again. I don't know what the deal is. They had black cories. You almost bought 6 of them at the Hidden Reef. Yeah. All right, gang. We've been here about an hour and 8 minutes. I know our buddy Bob Steenfott's coming up. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. 14 here, 19 big thumbs up. Amicas can be seasonal breeders and they cannot store sperm. Yep. If VB23 hit me up, I'll tell you what's going on with the Amicas. So they're kind of a fun fish to take care of. They're real quick. All right, gang. You guys have a great Monday. We'll talk to you later on this week.